culture that you're both speaking of, that should then definitely come from the leadership.
Absolutely. Any organization has to have this concept. You have to have a vision. That vision defines where we have to reach 20, 30, 40 years from now on, or 10 years, 20 years.
You cannot fake your way through.
Okay.
It is not that you can go for a 1 month lecture or a 1 month course and imbibe those qualities. Because in pressure situations is the one when that bring out your inherent qualities. You don't have time to think.
Very important thing. Why do people break down? If you go through the psychological aspect, they feel lonely.
What is being evaluated is extremely opposite of our education system, right? That is the destination, but we want to see how you arrived there.
Yes. You are at the age of 16, 17, 18 at the time when you are giving these tests. I mean, you are still very raw. They will put the child into 3-4 different activities. पहले उसका गिटार का क्लास लगा दिया, then swimming का ये कर दिया, then उसके बाद लेके आया, फिर वापस extra tuition कर दिया. Again, as I said, whatever you're doing, there has to be a purpose which is a larger purpose. Whatever you're doing, you are serving the nation.
Hi, I'm Commander Girish Konkar. I'm an ex-Indian naval officer. I was in the Indian Navy for about 22 years. And in the Navy, I was a submariner.
Welcome back to another episode on the Commander's Compass. Today's episode is very, very special because we have representatives from both the Indian Army as well as the Indian Navy. Our favorite Commander Girish Konkar is here as usual, and along with him, we have a decorated Indian Army officer, Brigadier Abhay Bhat, who served the nation in the Indian Army's Corps of Signals. Both of them together are going to talk about the leadership lessons that the Indian Army has imbibed deeply in them and what we as civilians can take from it. Welcome to the Commander's Compass.
Thank you.
Sir, I want to start with the basics here. Whenever somebody who aspires to become an Indian Army, Indian Armed Forces officer, they have to pass the SSB. And there are certain qualities that the Armed Forces is evaluating in these candidates. So could you shed a light on what these qualities are?
Yeah, okay. So both of us joined in ND at the same time, and we went to different SSB, but we were evaluated at the same time. If you had asked me this question at that time, we had no idea what was that. But the fact that we have cleared the SSB in our first attempt means that we probably possess those qualities. So let me now, after looking back 34 years of service and another 8 years in civil, what are those qualities and what do they mean to the armed forces? So the Services Selection Board is basically looking for candidates who have got good leadership skills. And when you say good leadership skills, these are not necessarily leadership skills which are as required by the armed forces. Because leadership, more or less, is consistent across all kinds of professions. Of course, armed forces, certain skills require better weightage, like courage or stamina or things like that. So these qualities are evaluated by a team who are well trained, and the training mechanism or the evaluating mechanisms is developed by experts.
Right.
So these qualities can be put in 4 baskets, you can see, the 4 factors they call it. First is organization and planning. So what are your abilities as far as organization and planning is concerned? Second is social adjustment. Because in the armed forces, you have to adjust to variety of people, variety of situations, variety of terrains, variety of environments. The third is a social effectiveness, because as a leader, there are the qualities that you require. Right. How effective you can be. And last is the mental strength. And I think it should be the first one. The mental strength is one of the most important factor of the 4. So these are evaluated through various tests. So these tests are in form of group tasks, interview, then there is a discussion, there is a conference, and there are various individual tasks, then there are psychological tests. So all these tests combined, they will provide the evaluators the score that is they are looking for.
Right.
For you to be selected. And that's how an officer for Indian Armed Forces is selected. And then, of course, the training part is a different ball game altogether.
So, would you like to add a
Uh,
little here?
yeah, like what he said, the various disciplines that they are testing you. The main thing that one is you cannot fake your way through.
Okay.
One odd person might get through, but the tests are designed such that your inherent qualities are the ones which that come out. So you cannot rectify anything. You can't mug up and go for an SSB. It has to be your inherent qualities. Now, they need not be perfect. So they are relatively evaluating you. They've got a certain standard, and when they're evaluating, and to say whether you are passing or not passing. So the qualities. It is not that you can go for a 1 month lecture or a 1 month course and imbibe those qualities. In a 1 month, 3 months course, you will definitely get a lot of information about various qualities. But will you imbibe them, and will they come out in a situation wherein you don't have the time to think what I should do? So the tests that they do are evaluated such that you should give instant answers. That means you must be वो आपको right from the school days, in your college days, that must be your ethos. So it is not knowledge or skills that they're testing. I mean, after having tested your knowledge, which you gave in the written examination, now you come for this to check your inner qualities.
Okay.
Which, like you said, can be put in various buckets, and they have I think 3 days that they have the evaluation going on, and in various disciplines they're constantly evaluating. They're creating pressure situations, because in pressure situations is the one when that bring out your inherent qualities. You don't have time to think what I should do. Whatever your inner thing will come out.
And very interesting. The SSB is a very interesting set of tests, actually.
Okay.
In which what happens, you as a candidate, you think they want you to give for you to give the best solution. Say whether it is a team or your individual. So they'll give you a task. Say team of 7 or 6 or 7 are doing that task. Now there is another team of 6 or 7 is doing the same task or similar task.
Okay.
And you will find that the other team has actually done a better task, but still none of them may have got selected.
Oh.
Because they are not looking at your completion of the task. They are looking at how you are interacting, how is your social behavior while doing this planning, organizing, executing the task. So the evaluators are well-trained psychologists, well-trained group task officers. They know how to evaluate, what qualities to evaluate at that time.
Okay.
So the task is only a vehicle to evaluate. It is not the completion or not the execution of a task. They are looking at mechanism what you are putting in.
Right.
So as I said, social effectiveness, they're looking at that. Your qualities of whether you have the courage to do certain things. Or can you take a few risks? Can you work as a team? Or can you work in a team? All these things are evaluated in a very subtle way.
So this is just listening to
That's
you.
why when Commander Konkar mentioned that they cannot be taught in 1 month or 2 months of a crash course.
Absolutely.
They have to be developed as part of your upbringing. And you are at the age of 16, 17, 18 at the time when you're giving these tests. So, I mean, you're still very raw.
Yes, 100%. No, and as you're speaking, I think what is being evaluated is extremely opposite of our education system, right? Where we are given marks for completing the answers.
Correct.
We are given marks for submitting within the deadline.
Absolutely.
And here, that is just that is the destination, but we want to see how you arrived there.
Yes.
So that's the difference, I think.
That's true. So that, I mean, he might be a better person to talk about the new education policy, because he was, in the last 10 years, he was director AIT. So he's been through that. What I hear, or whatever little bit I have seen, is that is trying to bring about this. But like you can see, when I don't know, about 10 lakh people give the entrance exam for the NDA or the Combined Defense Services. Out of 10 lakh, maybe I don't know, maybe 5 lakh pass the written examination. Right. But only 300 get selected to the NDA. That means bulk of it, 99.9% of people are eliminated during the SSB.
Yes.
Not in your knowledge test, which unfortunately my experience is in the civil street, in the education system, what is tested is your knowledge. You can give an exam, get 90%, 95%. But when have they ever tested you for these other qualities which are life skills actually?
Yes.
They're essential skills, life skills. Whether it's, like you said, whether it's armed forces or civil street. those same qualities are required.
Yes.
Somewhere that you require, like courage might be more required in the armed forces, but you still
Yeah.
need social skills. You need to work as a team.
The
Same is the
discipline.
case. Discipline. Same is the
Yeah.
case with the corporate world. But do the schools, college, institutes, do they ever lay emphasis on this? Question mark.
Yes.